The Golf Biz with Mikey D, Drew, and the crew. Management, marketing, myths, and morons. Hope we make you smile.
Welcome to the Golf Biz with Mikey D, Drew, and the crew, where our one and only goal is to go ahead and make you smile as we share stories, successes, and failures of us managing golf courses all over the country. So we're going to go ahead and start like we always do. We're going to do the birdie and bogey section. First of all, we have Nadia here today. She is one of our top managers. She oversees Palm Beach National, and she is Mikey's significant other. So actually take a look at this episode. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do a birdie and bogey. You get to go ahead. Everybody's going to share the birdie of the week and the bogey of the week. Drew, a little West Coast. Let's hear it.
Right on. So my birdie, I'm pretty excited about this one. You know, Joe, big time personal development guy. It's kind of cool, actually. It makes you think about yourself a lot. He's always given us books, and I was the first one to actually follow through reading the book, The Life Word, and come back to him with my life word. And so I'm going to get a brand new set of clubs because unknown to all of us, it was a contest, or it was a test, really.
Exactly.
Bogey, we went and played a little sunset 9 holes yesterday down at the club where Joe lives. And I may or may not have been driving a little quick, and the sound bar ended up in our lap on like the 13th hole.
And now I have it on evidence. I have it on audio right here too.
Yeah.
So
I'll take the hit there.
Hey, Mikey, let's start with you down there on the East Coast.
Yeah, here today in Florida was a double bogey, my friend. We got a pure rain out and about 3.5 inches of rain, so we had to shut her down today. Big double bogey for all those guests that wanted to have a good time today. But the birdie was, it's Monday. There was a great weekend, Saturday, Sunday, large stacks on stacks, baby, crushing it.
Absolutely. Mikey, what does stacks on stacks mean? Just for all the corporate stiffs out there that don't realize your language.
That means you're stacking the cash.
Perfect. Hey, Nadia, so what was your interpretation of the weekend?
All right. It was an all-out party. We had a blast. We had a lot of new faces, which is always super fun. They loved the vibe, the music, the atmosphere. And like I said, it was beautiful weather. We had some tropical storms coming in and out last week, so it was a nice weekend, little break with a lot of sun.
Absolutely. So that's going to be the birdie. So unless you have another birdie you'd like to share, or do you wanted to share the bogey?
Yeah, well, he took my bogey. I was bummed today too, but I will say another one. We work really hard to make sure all of our guests have an awesome time. And like I said, we had a tropical storm last week. So one of our guests, you know, we work really hard to get rave reviews, and they left us like a 1-star.
Uh-oh.
And it wasn't really anything we could help. It was actually because Golf Now didn't process their refund super quick.
Yeah.
So the only thing they wrote is the course had to close because of the tropical storm, and we didn't see our refund in 24 hours. So nothing we can do, but it was a big bummer for us and the team because we work really hard, and we haven't had a 1-star in like the last year. So
totally understand, but that was uncontrollable. So many more 5 stars out there.
Yep.
So episode 3. This is the one that I think a lot of people have been looking forward to. It's a little bit different because it's much more personal. It is called How to Successfully or Unsuccessfully Work with Your Significant Other and Family. The reason why this one is so close to the paradigm way is that there is no nepotism clause or not allowing family to work, because it seems like it's all family. But I could start with this, and the reason why we've always done what we've done. Mikey happens to be my brother. I shared it in previous episodes. I've been more than his big brother. I've been a father. I've been a bail bondsman, a lawyer, a landlord, and everything else. But the real reason that I think that a lot of golf course managers and owners should really actually reconsider, even actually any businesses should actually reconsider this, is that in today's world, it's really hard to go ahead and find good people, ones that are passionate, ones that are actually want to go ahead and do their best. And when you find somebody that's really good, if they have somebody that grew up in the same way they did, they have the same attitude, the same mindset, I definitely don't see anything wrong with it. And we've had amazing success with it. Obviously, we're going to share some stories about some not so successful stories. But so I think that's really the premise of the show, to go ahead and talk about how to successfully or unsuccessfully work with family. And we actually have 4 pillars in our shows. It's the management, the marketing, the myths, and the morons. So we'll kind of go one after another. And my wife, the love of my life of 17 years, 16 years, 17? I don't know. Anyway, we'll round up, say 17. We'll be on the show shortly, along with my daughter and the best thing that ever happened to Drew over here. They actually work within the business also, so they're going to be on. So, and I wanted Nadia on for the whole show because they work directly together. We're talking right next to each other. And so let's start on the management side of it. And I'm going to kick it off. Let's let Nadia share her take on the management side when it comes to working with somebody like Mikey.
Well, it is an adventure, that's for sure. You never know what the day's going to bring. I am a much more organized, like a planned, for the day. And Mike is off the cuff all the way. Like, if he wants to give something away on the spot, it's like no notice. It's right there in front of you. If there's a tournament, you might find out the night before. You might have to print cart signs and, vouchers for, closest to the pin free golf the day of. That has been done many times. So at 8:00 at night, oh yeah, did you know about that group? Oh yeah, are they on the sheet yet? You might be 30 people, it might be 50 people, but you might get a few hours notice. So you gotta always be on your toes with this one. But at the same time, he's really good at sales. He's really good at marketing, and people love his energy and vibes. So he's got a lot of things going for him, but I will say planning is not one of them. And I always like to be on the sidelines of any tournament, any league, anything, just so I have a little bit of, a heads up. So
Absolutely. Mike, you're looking a little guilty up in here, man. Did you have legal counsel around that can maybe help you with this?
Nadia brings a notebook everywhere she goes around me. So when we do sit down to negotiate, or if we sit down to discuss anything, she's taking notes. Thank goodness for her.
Absolutely. But as far as that goes, you two work the day-to-day operational side very closely, and then you go home and you have a life together. Yeah. How has that worked? I mean, has it interfered at all?
We really do our best to separate the two. When we're here at business, it's business, and when we're at home, we're at home. So we try to separate the two as best we can. Honestly, she does bring a lot of stabilization to the property. So since she's been here, things have actually progressed in such an amazing way. So we try to complement one another the best we can while we're here. And then at home, we try to do the same as far as the complementing of each other.
Are you reading off a teleprompter? I'm just kidding.
Nadia, I was curious too.
Yeah,
I was just going to say, we always see it from Mikey's point of view on social media, with the trick shots and everything. I want to know from your point of view, every week when you go into work, what's the over under? How many golf balls are you expecting flying through your office window?
Oh my goodness. Well, today we're pouring rain and, it's coming in sideways. 40-mile-an-hour sideways rain. And he's like, oh, open that door. Get over here. Where's the Instagram? Get this, get that. And he's yelling at 3 of us to get in position to do a trick shot. And we're looking at a tropical storm out there, taking cover, He's like, no, this is great practice weather. And I'm I'm just shaking my head, but it's really funny. And
in the meantime, she was actually in the middle of counting all the logo balls for the inventories.
Yeah, I'm trying to do inventory on the rain day, and he's sitting there, open up the door, letting rain in.
She's like, damn it, I just lost my count for the 3rd time, you jackass. Would you stop it,
It doesn't
dude?
help the balls you're smashing out there are actually the logo balls, aren't they, Mikey?
Oh,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hey, Mikey,
Yeah.
did you?
You always got to take about 10 out.
Absolutely. Hey, Mikey, did you at least use a wood shafted club when you were out there with the lightning?
Yeah, no doubt. Stupid. But what are you going to do,
Absolutely. So you guys manage the golf course together, and you understand each other's high points, maybe your low points in management and things like that. How long did it take you guys to go ahead and actually find a way to work well together at the property and not murder each other when you got home?
So for the record, actually, I recruited Nadia out of the golf shop. In fact, she showed up to play golf, and she had just this big bubbly smile. That's why her nickname is Bubbles. This big bubbly smile that just lit up the place. And so we got to talking, and she had some golf background as far as playing it, never in the business. Anyhow, we had an opportunity available to bring her in, and she said, okay, well, let me give it some thought. Got back to me, took the job, and here we are 2 years later. As far as us getting together, we've actually just grown closer throughout the periods. We, of course, get frustrated, but at which time, actually, I go my way, smash a few bottles, do my thing, and she goes and handles her business.
Just to clarify, the smashing of the bottles is not over Nadia's head or in the actually place. It's his trick shots that he's smashing the bottles. Okay, let's clarify that before. So
Yes,
Nadia.
On the micro side, though, understanding one another's strengths and bringing the best out of one another is the key to everything. Even if you're not together. Just being able to actually let her excel as what she does, and let me do what needs to be done as well, complementing one another. So.
Absolutely. So, Drew, your significant other, I guess we're going to go with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say fiance or girlfriend. I don't know. You know what I mean? Just your future mother-in-law is sitting over there. So here's a question. What you came into a business where we're family, right?
Yeah.
And Bailey's brother works at the golf course. Amy works there, my wife. So there's a lot of family. How has that been to work with since you've been there?
It's been pretty seamless for me. I mean, obviously before we moved out here for work, Bailey and I had been together for 2 or 3 years before we made the move out here. And so at least I knew all of you. I'd spent summers with you guys. We'd gone on vacations. We were at least familiar in that regard. And I knew that, I fit in real well. And I can't thank everyone enough for making me feel like part of the family. And I know for me, right, coming into it and knowing how hard you and Mikey and the rest of the crew have worked to get Paradigm to where it was easy to motivate myself, because it's more than just wanting to do good and not lose my job and, do whatever because my boss said, but really trying to make family proud, want to make my parents proud. You guys sort of, like you said, potential future mother-in-law over there, want to make you guys proud. And, it gives me that little extra oomph to, give 110% and all that stuff. And it's on the flip side too, like you said, with other family friends, we have 3 sisters that work at Dobson Ranch, and they're great. They're a really great example too. One of them works on the food and beverage side, so less direct, but the other 2, they work together in the pro shop. They both sort of, take on a management role, kind of manage the course together. And what's unique to see with them is they're actually the hardest on each other. And I think that that's something where, if done right, and if it's done in the right atmosphere, having family and significant others work together can be great, because you're going to just automatically work harder. It's going to be easier to try and tell them, hey, come on, pick it up. Where if it's someone you don't really know, if it's a new employee that's fallen by the wayside or whatever, it's, you kind of have to tiptoe around it, figure out, how they learn best. You have to figure out what motivates them. But if you've grew up with the person or grew up around the person, you already know all that.
Absolutely.
And no, I mean, it's been unique for sure, but it's something that I wouldn't trade for the world.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing that. And, I think that something that's real important is that in a totally politically correct world where it's very difficult to share feedback on somebody's performance, or actually even encouragement sometimes can be viewed as insensitive. So I could say that Mikey's been in the company for a long time. It was my greatest gift to my parents. They needed to get rid of him. I took him into Las Vegas 18 years ago, whatever. But in all truth, Mikey's developed and grown into a great leader and somebody that's a big part of our business. And I've always shared that if Mikey was not my brother, he'd make more money. He wouldn't be as accountable, and I would probably be a lot nicer to him. And that's true, because I know Mikey's quirks. I know what he's thinking. Even I know what he's thinking right now. But I think that I'm definitely a little bit harder on him, but also even when it comes to knowing when somebody needs to be picked up, right? I mean, we're in a business that's high volume. We see 1 million people. It's hard to make them happy all the time. like Nadia shared with the person that just didn't get it fast enough, their refund, that you can get down, right? And then just regular life sits on your head. So to be around family and that can go ahead and pick you up professionally, but also personally, I think is an amazing gift. And and the other thing too is that it's not in our company, and I can say this, and it's one of the biggest reasons that we did Dobson Ranch, my wife and I, that club, is that it's not just biological or even by relationships. I think it's actually turned it into a completely family atmosphere.
Yeah.
And Mikey and Nadia, I know you guys have built a crew that have been there for a very long time. I've never seen guest service people, and you have the least amount of turnover of any place I've ever seen. So, I mean, there has to be that family feel down there.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%, man. And they get well compensated, which is huge. But definitely living together and working together is not for the faint of heart. And to go to your message, Joey, you just really can't be too sensitive. And to allude back to our first podcast, we're not saving lives, so lighten up. You really can't take this stuff too seriously, and you really can't sweat the small things. You just have to, let it roll and have some fun while we're doing it.
Absolutely. So, Nadia, if you were to take a poll at Palm Beach National amongst the team and the customers on who they like better, who would win?
Oh, it would be tough. Because it's very personality based. Because there's a few people that really like to know what's going on. So
yeah, I get that.
If they're on that side, it's definitely going to be me, because he let us know last year in a meeting that if it was left to him, the schedule would be by Post-it notes if they were lucky, or he'd just say, "Hey, figure your schedule out yourself."
Yeah.
So it depends who you ask. Maybe a couple guys would really love to vote for him, the Post-it schedule. Hey, you never really know what the week's going to bring, but
so
some
give me an
people,
answer though. Who
have
wins?
Lives, have families. They need a little bit of notice.
So Nadia, who wins?
Hey, just for that, we're gonna have an anonymous vote here at the National. We're gonna get back to you next week with who wins.
Are you gonna have all the
Because I ain't
employees?
buying it.
Are you gonna have all the employees swim out and drop them in your suggestion box?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to switch up to marketing, right? Marketing is a little tougher with this topic, but however, Mikey and Nadia, you've done a lot of marketing together. Nadia, you're in a lot of the videos, and Mikey can be a polarizing figure because he's a big personality. He is very good in front of the camera. You've actually become very good on the camera. So when it comes to the marketing, how do you see the reaction with the customers to the zaniness and the craziness down at Palm Beach National?
I think it adds an extra element that sets us apart. I don't see other clubs in the area doing any kind of trick shot videos, music videos. So it really takes it a step above. I had guests today, even on the rain out, they were diehards trying to go out, and they came in, saw our t-shirts. They're like, "Pops and shots, this is your shirt." And I said, "Well, yeah, we designed that because we give out popsicles and rum shots with our Rangers." They're like, "No way. Oh man, I wish it wasn't a rain out, because, yesterday they would have got the flavored rum shots and the popsicles, the whole shebang." So they're all pumped up to come back next time to Florida and see it in action. But it really does take it a step above, and people are then going on our Facebook, going on Instagram, following him, watching it. "I've never seen this before. You guys really do this, And I'm like, "Yeah, he smashed a glass out there last week." They're like, "What? I don't believe you." So it's a really fun topic. They love the atmosphere. They love the different vibe. And it's a way to spread the message that golf can be relaxed and enjoyable all at the same time.
Absolutely. And the question is that I've been asked even numerous times, maybe hundreds, and Mikey never gives a straight answer, which we know. But on average, how many tries does it take to Mikey to do some of these shots on average?
I knew you were going to ask that. I have seen him several times make it in the first or second try, but then I've also been there on the 70th try, and the sweat is pouring down and we're all about to give up and commit suicide.
Yeah.
So there's both extremes.
Got it.
But he picks it up on a whim, and if he's feeling good about it, sometimes it's one shot and you're like, "Are you serious? Really? That just happened?"
So Nadia,
Take
another
'em
question.
till you make them, baby.
Another question here, it actually opinion, right? On the first episode before we started, I told Mikey, I said, Mikey, whatever you do, don't try to sound smart, right? Because it falls flat, right? Because he is brilliant in his communication skills, because we are going to have episodes down the stretch here about the P2B Mikey D translation. But what do you think about that statement?
Hey, she has called me a lot of things. Smart's not one of them. So
All right, well answered. That'll answer it.
I mean, he is, like I said, my biggest compliment to him is he could get somebody to buy a brick wall, and I've never seen that before in my life. So he is excellent at sales and marketing.
Absolutely.
Ideas, strategies. That is his suit.
Very cool. Well, Drew, why don't you touch on the marketing? You know, Bailey, she's been in some videos, and it seems she's been very helpful with the organization of it. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think it's been cool having her involved with it. Obviously, she's been probably the most help in terms of filming them, because with me having to learn the business from the inside, it's a lot harder. I feel like you're trying to peel me away from it all the time. Yeah. So I feel like she's been really good at sort of balancing me out, where she's like, hey, come on, we're going to hear about this at home. If we don't shoot this video, let's go. But no, she's done a fantastic job, and she's done a really great one with like any of the community outreach that we do. She has really great relationships that she built through running the banquets and doing events when we first got there. And so she knows a lot of the organizations that we work through at the city of Mesa. She was huge in the canned food drive that we did a few months back, and doing all those videos. It was nice to have somebody else there, because I feel like we kind of mirror Mikey and Nadia a little bit, where I would love to be organized, and I just know that I don't have it in me. Where she's got a big calendar in our house with what both of us are doing that day, even our dog, what he's got to do. And it really is a breath of fresh air to have that balance, because it makes it so much easier to focus on what we're good at. And it's nice to be able to have, our significant other or anybody else focus on what they're the best at too. I think that's one of the biggest paradigm philosophies, right? You were always somebody. I thought it was unique as a mentor. You said, don't really worry about the stuff you're not good at. Double down on what you are good at, and Absolutely. You'll be that much more effective.
Absolutely. I think that is a big mistake too, is when people try to make somebody good all around, rather than just focusing on what they're truly good at, but also what they love, right? Mm-hmm. People work better, faster, and more effectively when they're doing things that they love. And I must say that you guys talked about, some flaws in the relationship that you work hard at. My wife and our marriage is absolutely perfect. It actually is so smooth when we work together. I don't know if we've ever even disagreed on anything. I think it's just been truly, truly perfect.
I've actually seen you guys both walk into a room together, shoot each other a look, and then walk out and just execute the perfect day. You guys didn't even have to talk about it. That's how in sync you are.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. Actually, I'm not going to comment. I'm going to wait till my lovely wife is on here, because we are polar opposites also. So let's move on to myths. Okay. So the myths are that it can never work, right? And I really, truly believe that it can. I wouldn't want to do it with anyone other than Amy by my side. But I also know that it sometimes isn't always perfect for others either. And Bailey's going to share her story. And, Mikey and Nadia, you've done a wonderful job, an amazing job down at Palm Beach National. But I think there's a lot of people out there that are so concerned about other people's opinions and who's playing favorites and who's not, where I've never really ran into much of a problem with that. And like I went back to, because I was always been harder on Mikey and Drew and whoever it is. So I would say that if you're out there and you own or manage a business, don't subscribe to the nepotism factor. And even if they're your direct report, if the couple or the people can manage it well and run the business well, there's no problem. I think it's an advantage.
I think there is a key factor in that, though, because in being a part of it and working and seeing how it's all played out, one of the common myths, right, is that people just give it happens where people just give a family member a job because they're family. And I think what I've noticed is that in all of our cases, we've been fortunate that whether it's family, a significant other, or whoever, they're actually qualified too. And that's probably one of the biggest things I could see that leads to the issues.
No, awareness of what your significant other, son, daughter are, awareness of what their skill set is. I think giving them a job that has a big title or big responsibilities when they're not qualified, it's not only a bad practice, because it'll run your business into the ground. It's not fair to the person that you're giving it to either.
Yeah, you're setting them up for failure.
Exactly. So, Mikey, Nadia, what do you think about that myth? You're defying the myth, so if you disagree, you know what, we might have to have a talk after the show.
Yeah. So I think Mike reminds me of this a lot, and I think Drew is absolutely right. And you give 110% when it's your significant other that you want to be successful, or your business that you want to be successful. And I will say, like, he reminds me all the time, like, Nadia, nobody knows or cares as much as you do on a day-to-day level, whether it's, you know, executing the timeline, the tee times, the bookings, the tournaments, the reservations, the leagues, you know. And he has to remind me of that, because, like, I'm like, well, why aren't they doing this or what? And it's because, like, we do things totally differently. Like, we see it as, like, our focus in life as a partnership, as a couple, as a successful business. So, like, we have a totally different vision than the people clocking in from 8 to 4 and calling it a day and getting paid hourly or whatever it might be. So it's a very different, like, atmosphere, I think, when you buy in with your significant other or family. Like, you buy in and, like, it's high or low, it's good or bad, and, you know, nobody cares or knows as much as you always know. So
Absolutely.
It's important to keep that in perspective and, like, to bring balance. Like, there's also times where, like, if you do have a disagreement or something, like, you know, it's okay to, like, take a break and just say, all right, we got to disagree on this, or he's got to go smash a bottle or whatever it is. I'm like, good, I need to go back to my computer and take a minute. So it's not like it's perfect every day either, but there's it's definitely it's not perfect. You can't be.
Hey, and that goes into sum it all up. There's two things you can't be when you go into this: is one, petty, and two, prideful. You actually have to understand that, you know, we all get it wrong, but regardless, we're not saving lives. So just let it all play out the way it should, and it's usually going to play out pretty awesome. So lighten up.
Absolutely. And I think understanding what the other person's strengths and weaknesses are, and actually the things they like, is very, very important too, because it seems like all the couples are very different, but they're all good at what they need to be good at. And so I just think, you know, that awareness also, and not being too critical or harsh. So we're going to take a short break, and I want to bring Bailey and Amy on for the moron section, because that will be fun, because I want to share my moron with my wife. She is not the moron, for the record. And then we're going to go ahead and have a couples trivia. And we're going to see, because there's a lot of talk. And you know what? The men in Caesar's Palace are probably, like, going off as massive underdogs, probably plus 300, Mikey, you think, about how well you know the other person. At least, yeah. And I think that this is going to be the upset heard around the world. This is going to be Penn State over Miami.
Yep.
Yep.
They don't know what's coming.
They don't know what's coming. So actually, stay tuned. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to play one of our awesome videos. We'll see you soon.
Won't you fly with me, as far as we can go? Won't you fly with me, straight into the hole?
1, 2, 3, just busted through a sleeve. From the lake to the street, straight into the trees. I buy 'em by the dozen, makes sense to me. I hit it in the hazard and then OB. Can't lie as I try to find a good lie. If I lose another egg, it's gonna make me cry.
Welcome back to the Golf Biz with Mikey D, Drew, and the crew. We got two beautiful guests here. I got my amazing wife, Amy Dahlstrom, my daughter, Bailey Hughes, who also is the significant other of Drew. We have Jason here. He doesn't really participate till the end. He's going to be the game show host, but welcome back, Jason.
Thank you.
Cool. So, Bailey, you went to college, you excelled, you got a hospitality degree, and then you decided to join the family business. You came to Dobson Ranch. It was quite a volatile takeover.
Yes.
You jumped in as the food and beverage manager. Drew manages the golf side. How was it?
It was crazy. It was chaos, kind of at first. Just trying to, I've had the hospitality background and the meeting background, but I didn't have really much in food and beverage. So that was a big change of scene. But it was nice having, like, the support of you guys and, you know, being able to ask whatever questions I needed. But
Absolutely.
It was a change for sure.
And, you and Drew have been dating for a few years. We won't give the exact number because Drew will get a lot of pressure, I'm sure, with all the followers.
4.5.
Maybe.
So, that was the first time you were ever in a setting like that. How did that affect your relationship?
Well, it was a big change too because we just moved from California. So like not only were we now working together, but we're in a different place. We don't really know a lot of people here yet. So it was like double change for us. Working together, it was good. Like it was nice, but then also a lot of it was like, okay, now we have no separation of anything. Whereas before we had our own job or our own friends or our own whatever, and now everything is all one.
Absolutely. Plus it was your family.
Yes.
So Drew was the outsider a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. Soon that changed. But so Drew, how did you enjoy, or what was your takeaway from working together?
I think that I thought I was going to be a lot better prepared, but I really did sort of underestimate how different it is. Like you think you've seen it all when you live with somebody, but it really does go to the next level when you work with them. And I think we did a good job. We're still sitting here, so we got one on the good side there. But no, it was definitely rough, and it's kind of funny because from earlier hearing how Mikey and Nadia did it, I feel like we were in that beginning, now kind of in the middle stage of finally getting it figured out. But yeah, there was definitely some days we both came home, had a bad day, and neither of us wanted to listen to the other because we just wanted to vent ourselves. And I think she kind of had a great point where we didn't have, friends out here, anybody where we could go blow off steam. I couldn't go smash a bottle on the range yet, and things like that. So, but we're getting there, and no, it's been fun though. It's been one of the most fulfilling things, and I think that is what made it all worth it. Is even if the lows are a little lower than normal, the highs are definitely way higher. And to know that, the turnaround we've had at Dobson wasn't just something that I did or that she did, but something we did together, you can't beat it.
Absolutely. And the turnaround has been amazing. And Bailey walked into a very difficult situation, to say the least. And thank you for all you did. It was remarkable. And what you had to go through and do. And, after you put in really a good year of blood, sweat, tears, literally everything down there, right? Because it, like I said, it was probably one of the more difficult changes we made down there when it came to the business model and everything. So after about a year, you decided to go ahead and pursue another career, right?
Yes.
And what was your main reason for that? And if it was Drew, I can ask him to leave. Yeah.
Well, I had always kind of thought I had the nursing idea in the back of my mind for a long time. But when we came out here and it all kind of just started to come together, it seemed like it was a real option. So I took it and ran with it. I would say maybe like 25%.
Your love for nursing or your dislike for working with Drew?
25 dislike, hard to work together.
Yeah.
75% I wanted to go into nursing. I love it, and I think it was the right
we're
move.
proud of you. You're going to be a great nurse. You still help at Dobson. You're a great support system. And Drew, a major advantage to that too is that I know the Paradigm Insurance Plan. It's not so hot. So when she actually does become a full nurse, that your insurance will get way better.
Yeah, no, that's safe to say that I'm actually probably looking more forward to that than the work-life separation.
Absolutely. Cool. So last, but definitely not least, is the love of my life, my wife for, 16 or 17 years?
So it's 16 years,
Okay.
but we've been together like almost 18.
Okay.
17 and a half, 18.
So she had her own career. My wife had a very, very successful hair business. She was an entrepreneur. She had a huge customer base in Palm Desert. And then we moved to Las Vegas. And then we moved to Arizona. So instead of starting over, you were always involved kind of at a remote level. But when we got Dobson Ranch, it became truly a family business. So you've jumped in and you've done a great job. You do the HR, the administrative, and a lot of other stuff too. So, how have you enjoyed the golf business and working with family?
So I would say I was super excited at the beginning to to join the team. I was really excited because a lot of our family was going to be working. So we got to have Andrew come on board, and then my daughter, of course. But we pretty much lived at Dobson when we first took over. So we spent every waking moment together, including that they lived with us, Andrew and Bailey. So it was a little difficult at the beginning.
Shortly after that, Parker, our son, and his girlfriend, they moved out to Arizona and they joined the team. So,
right.
So throughout this process, you'd always seen how I worked and my mindset. We're definitely different people. I start at the end, you start at the beginning. I think you end up picking up a lot of pieces. But how would you rate me now that you see me up close and at the job?
So I think that basically there's two things. Part of it is I used to just see the other side. Now I know all the people involved, right, in the business. So now I work with the people that he tells me about. So that's a little different. But I will say the biggest thing that has come out of it is I have gained ultimate respect for you as a businessman. And you are a person of your word. And you basically... you say you're going to do it and it gets done. And I've worked for leaders that completely don't do the same.
Wow. Thank you. Actually kind of caught me off guard. So that was great. But, our relationship too is different in regards to that it's our business to, we feel like we have a duty not just to run the business, but to look after the family. And, Jason, his family, his wife actually works at the club too, his daughter might come to work with us. And, we've actually formed a lot of people that we love like family, people that have been there when we got there, people that we recruited. And I think that you've done a brilliant job at where you bring a lot of stuff to the table is that we didn't want Dobson just to be a business. We wanted it to be a place where we could help others and instill a little faith and confidence in them. And I think you've done a brilliant job.
Thank you. I love that part of it. And I love more and more getting involved with our crew, the team. It's a huge part. I'm very much a people person. But I will say this, we do have to work in separate offices.
For sure. I get that.
I'm organized and let's just say now you have the cooler office, but.
Totally. We had a little office where I was a major underdog, right? I said, we'll see who can redesign, each other's office or your own office quicker and better. 3 days. Mine is totally pimped out.
But he is the boss. He's the boss, so everybody does everything for him. And so Jason and I are struggling on. We're
Not to interrupt, but there is zero storage in that office.
Yeah.
There's no files, no nothing.
Yeah.
Well, which is perfect.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
When you have the two most unorganized people in Paradigm, you don't want file cabinets.
Yeah. What do you mean? We have storage. We store a 70-inch flat screen TV. What about the whiteboard, the Fiji Waters? We store a lot of stuff.
We're not done yet, right, Jason?
No.
No, you don't even know what's coming. Yeah. We're going to have the coolest office.
Yeah. So, like I said, we've never worked this close together. It's been a blessing. We do have our fights. We do have our concerns. And like I shared before, I move extremely fast. And sometimes I forget about other people's feelings and timing. So I apologize in advance and for all the ones in the before. But I think it's been wonderful, and it's something I wouldn't trade for the world. So we're going to go ahead and move on to a section of the show, which I think is pretty funny. It's the moron section, right? So this is something that ties to the topic, that is related to a moron. So, And then we're going to do the trivia, and I think it's going to be the upset heard around the world. I think the guys prevail. So, Drew, why don't you start with what's your moron?
I'm actually going to kick it over to Bailey because I have kind of an inkling of hers, and I know that this is going to hurt a little bit, but I know I am the moron a lot of times when I do this.
Yeah, this is our moron.
Yeah.
No, it's when you get home from work, and this applies to everyone. This isn't just if you work together, but when you get home from work and you just have something that you need to vent about, get off your chest, whatever, you're frustrated. The hard thing is when you work together and you know the background, you know who the people are, and then the opinion or the advice or whatever it is given when you're not really asking for it. So that would be our moron, I think.
Yeah. That's more her problem than yours, right? Trey?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you'd think that. And then you got to remember, if I come home from having kind of a rough day at Dobson, and then I go on to hear about what her problems were, which are also at Dobson, that I already didn't know about, my day just gets even worse.
Yeah, it's a double down.
At least I wouldn't have known what happened down in the restaurant, but now I do, and I've got twice the crap to fix.
Exactly, but instead you got a nurse.
Yeah.
So that worked out perfect.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Mikey D, Nadia, what's your moron?
I'll take the moron award of the week, actually. So I'm on my way back from Fort Lauderdale at the club at Emerald Hills, and Nods calls me, and while we talked, and I said, yeah, I'm on my way back to the club, and that. An hour later, she calls me, and I pick it up. On the way there, though, I had my boy Captain Roy call me. He says, bro, it's flat out there. Let's go get him, right? And I just couldn't help it, so I took the exit a little early. And an hour later, she calls me, and she says, hey, where are you at? And I'm in the middle of the ocean, actually, fishing. And I says, I'm sorry, traffic is a bear, man. I'm stuck in traffic. And all of a sudden, I'm like, hey, Roy, dude, fish on, bro.
Yeah.
Fish on, man. And then she goes, are you fishing right now? Oh, my God. I got to go. I can't take it anymore. Oh, my God. So anyway, I'm still making up for it. We're taking a trip to the mountains. So let's go.
Hey, just curious, where are the
That was my
mountains in
moron award.
Florida? All right, Nadia, what's your moron?
Yeah, he says we're planning a trip, but like it might be in like 5 years the way he goes.
Oh, yeah. So there's a margin of error.
Hey,
Yeah.
another good moron is the Greenbrier, because I tried booking them and they're nowhere to be found, so I can't even book a room at the Greenbrier, damn it.
Yeah. All right, Nadia, you got one for us? You got to have a story on Mikey. We might as well pile on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, probably the epic was no joke. Like finding out about a 30-person outing at 8 a.m. at like 9 p.m. with 30 boxes to unpack in the kitchen alone and 50 upstairs and stuff everywhere, because we just moved this month into a new place. And he's telling me this, and I'm like, whoa. What do you mean? A tournament tomorrow? And I had no idea about cart signs. I had no idea about like, oh, it's a foursome donated for closest to the pins. They want long drive. They want raffle tickets for lunch. I was about to scream and grab him, but
Bro, it's card signs, dude. It's
Yeah,
card
it's card
signs and
signs.
He still has the look on his
proximity
face like,
signs.
oh, what's the problem?
I know.
Exactly.
Exactly.
No big deal. And it's 6:30 in the morning, and I'm trying to print this roster and hope to God the printer works and everything, like gets out. So at 7:30, I think, or 7:40, my guys outside actually had the cart signs for an event at 8 a.m. shotgun.
Hey, Mikey.
Oh, yeah.
So how would you translate that in your language?
It's all gonna work out, bro. It's gotta work its way out.
Turn up the music.
Notice I'm a bro.
Yeah.
Notice I'm a bro in that.
Yeah,
So how do you think I feel at that point?
All right. So you know what? I'm going to actually have Jason. You work with your wife occasionally at Dobson. What's your moron?
Ooh, moron. It's really, she asked me a question about, doing daily stuff, and I'm like, what's the problem? Just really just
Total disregarding your concern.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
I've never done that.
Yeah. Hey, so, all right, my beautiful wife, what's your moron?
I don't have a moron. I
Okay,
don't know.
I'll do two then. Would you like me to do two?
Okay, yeah.
Or no, do you have one?
No, I don't.
You'd like to do one? You can't yell at me after the show for not letting you do a moron.
Go ahead.
Okay, I have two. One is business related, and this would have been my beautiful wife's. But we have a contractor that gave the scheduling duties to his daughter. She was ragingly incompetent, refused to talk on the phone, and actually returning messages. And then his son-in-law was a dope smoking installer that had no experience or what to do it. So we're still working on it. Like 6 months later, it's still a disaster, right?
I think we moved in May, and we're still dealing with the same contractor.
Yeah. So the moron is like, if you're gonna give your kids a job, let them clean the bathrooms if they're morons. You know what I mean? Let them sweep the floors, do whatever. You know what I mean? Or just pay them to sit at home.
Yes,
right. Don't let them
exactly.
run your business into the ground.
Yeah,
okay.
for sure.
The other moron, from a personal perspective and a little bit of an emotional thing, is me. I'm actually one that's very driven. I want to win, and even though I tell myself that my family is first, and Bailey, this is an apology to you too, and all my family and my wife, is that if you are in business with your wife or just own your own business, make sure you prioritize what's important, because you can get lost in the success, the wins, the losses, and you can lose what's most important, and that's the people you love the most. So, and I say that with all sincerity and fairly emotional, and was at least as emotional as I can get, I hurt some people I love because I didn't focus at all on them, and because I thought if I worked really hard, we could buy nicer stuff, and that would make them happy, but that's really not what it's about. Right. So. Yeah. I am the moron on that one. So,
but you're not a moron. You're my moron.
Yes. Yes. All right. So this is the moment.
Oh no.
We've all been waiting for. Drew, why don't you describe the show, and then Jason's going to be the moderator. How is this going to work?
So we're going to do kind of a little throwback to those old dating game shows that they had. It's going to be Jason asking the guys and the girls questions, and we're going to try and match answers. So, for example, he could ask the guys, what's your favorite color? The ladies have to guess our favorite color. We're going to see who actually knows their significant other or not. And we're going to keep a team score, too. See how the guys do, see how the girls do. Go ahead and comment below which team and which couple you think is the most in sync. And that's just going to be for entertainment.
Absolutely. So, Mikey, you know what? Make sure your eyes stay forward. Don't be peeking down. Don't be peeking down. And so you're going to write the answer down, right? You write your answer down.
Yeah. So Jason's going to tell us who's guessing for who, and he's going to run the questions. So, yeah, he'll tell you if you're writing your own answer or if you're guessing hers.
Okay.
All right. We're going with a couple easy ones first, all right? So, first question.
Is this for the guys or the girls?
This one's for the guys.
So I'm deciding hers.
Yes.
All right, that's cool.
What is your partner's favorite flavor of ice cream?
Who's going first?
We're all going to show it at the same time.
Actually, hold on a second.
He wants to win. Yeah. He said he knows everything about
someone
me.
Someone get a timer.
Well, you don't even like ice cream, but all right. All right.
Okay. 1,
all right.
2, 3.
What you write?
What'd you
Dude,
write?
you don't like
Bam.
me.
That's one for us. Oh, and one for them.
Oh, look at that. Road. South Florida.
Oh, wow.
Wait, what did you put?
I got it wrong.
You put cookies and cream? It's true.
right.
I don't like ice cream. That one's out.
I know. So the girls get 2? Or we get 2?
Wait, no.
The guys
as a
get 2.
couple. You're doing it
It's
as
a tie.
couple.
It's
A couple.
yeah.
Ask the game show.
I thought it was guys against girls.
What did
both.
Bailey pick?
Well, no.
What's Bailey's?
You guys got it right. We got it right. It was mint chip over here.
Put it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And,
that was on her. So we get 2 because I got it wrong. You and Mikey got it right. So guys get 2 points. Now
And
you
the
guys go.
Yep.
'Cause I don't want couples. It's guys against girls, man. Straight up in the club. Now you guys go.
Look at this.
All right. This is for the girls. What is your partner's least favorite housework task?
Oof, God, all.
Housework
Housework.
or just household?
Housework. Vacuuming, cleaning windows.
Oh, the least.
So okay.
All right.
I'm gonna hold
She
on.
has to guess mine for a point, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got it.
Okay,
All
I know
right,
it's
you
not.
guys
It's
ready
like
over
a
there, Mikey?
household, but it's not.
All
Wait,
right.
All right,
wait,
here
let
we
me just
go.
finish it.
Luckily, I got a good one at the house, though, that loves doing it.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
What'd she say?
Driving kids around Uber. And I don't know what you're
Wiping down the shower. I hate that.
Oh yeah, you do think that.
Look at that.
I did
Again.
one thing.
Cookies.
Mine's
What do we got?
It's 2-2.
Both of you.
It's who gets least amount right.
Yeah, so we're not doing too good, but the guy, it's 2-2.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
it's
2-2.
It's okay.
2-2.
He's still good with it.
Yeah.
All right.
I couldn't think of, because he does help a lot.
Wow. Should we do guys on this one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I'm guessing theirs.
What? Yeah. What is her most annoying habit?
Dude, you want to break us up here? Dude,
Oh, man.
how about that? No. How about, I think the girls.
He's the judge.
I know what it is.
Yikes.
The
Yikes.
most annoying habit of mine.
You don't.
We're
have
going in
one.
order. That's why I did it that way.
You don't have one.
That was a joke, by the way. That was trying to save me getting punched on the way home.
So are we still with that question?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any, right?
You are an angel.
You
Okay.
didn't write down what I thought you were.
All right. There's no way I got this one right either.
Okay.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Wait, you got to show me.
What'd you put?
Oh, that's right. It. Actually, we got it
I
right.
put demanding foot rubs.
Nice.
We got it all right.
We got one
We're
right.
off.
Yeah.
What did you write?
Beats me at
I
golf.
like to plan ahead.
Oh,
All right.
she beats me at golf.
Wait,
guys
what did
not
Joe
right.
get? We got it right.
We got it right. So, but we get a point. The guys only get one.
Yeah, look at sharing stories, sharing the whole story, all the details.
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah.
We got one right.
You get it right?
No, we got it wrong.
So it's 3-2 guys. Now it's your turn.
Okay.
All right. Fourth question is, this is a multiple question one. So,
Oh no.
did your partner have a nickname as a child?
Okay.
What was it?
Oh, this one's icky.
And then the third part is, did they like the nickname and why?
So what was part 2 though?
Well,
You went to
did they like it?
Oh, what was the first?
Yeah, we
two?
can. I think let's scratch the why. Let's just do what's their nickname and if they liked it.
All right. So
They
does this
like-
count as 2? No, it can't.
No.
It counts as 1. Okay.
Okay.
They got to get both parts to get the point too. We can't make this easy.
Oh, so am I guessing mine? I'm guessing hers.
They're guessing ours.
Oh, got
oh.
it. So that does. Okay. So hold on.
Get another card.
Whoa, the peak.
Dude, the peek up in here.
reading
Hey,
it
Mikey,
too.
don't be cheating because we
Mike-
want to win.
I'm doing
She's the enemy.
I'm not cheating, bro.
She
Okay.
did the quick peek.
I'm just kidding. All right, let's go. All right.
Oh, the Y is
guessing
the
my
second part
nickname.
of it?
Yeah, no, the yes or no.
Okay.
Little dummy. Oh, so it's a no there.
Okay.
No.
Nope, 0. Yeah, they didn't get
Seriously,
one.
you're called that? That's horrible.
Actually, they got it. All right,
We
she
got
got
it.
So it's 3-3.
Jojo and yes. Wait, did you get
3-3.
his?
Hey, for the record,
So we won.
Yeah.
Jojo.
for the record, little dummy's not something you'd share with a significant other.
All right, this is the last question,
we all
right?
tied up.
This
Yeah,
is it.
I didn't
3-3.
want to know that one.
3-3. This is it.
Yeah.
Boys, girls, let's do it.
Which one should we do here, though?
Yeah, let's get
Oh,
this,
look at
whatever.
the question.
I can't even read it.
I'm almost thinking this should be for the girls,
Okay.
right?
For
Yeah.
him?
Choosing what?
Yep,
Okay.
choosing the
Wait, his
guys.
is? Okay.
Okay.
Who is someone your partner considers to be a mentor or who has been a strong positive influence in their professional development?
Who did we decide
me
is
read it
guessing
again?
whose?
We're guessing your guys'.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's for you.
Girls guessing.
Okay.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
All right. They got it right.
You got it right.
Oh, wow. I know. All right. So there you have it. The ladies won by 6-3.
Yep.
But anyway, it was closer than most people thought, right? So
Yeah.
overall, great show. Mikey D and Nadia, any final closing
Wait a
thoughts?
minute, I thought we won. We didn't win?
No. It was the guys against the girls. You
Pay
lost.
attention.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Nadia, just tell him he won. It's okay.
Yeah. I'll just pat him on the back again.
Yep.
no
Yeah,
worries.
just scratch his head.
He won't know any
Yeah.
different.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, Drew, Bailey Boobs.
Yeah, no, that was fun. Thanks, guys, for coming on. It seems like all of our relationships live to fight another day. And Mikey, this one's for you, Nadia. Any groups tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm still waiting to find out. It's only 6:30, so we still got a
Hey,
couple
Nadia,
hours.
on one of those scrap pieces of paper you're writing the answers, look on the other side. There might be some notes about the tournament tomorrow.
Yeah, shoved in a pocket, crumpled up.
Yeah. Babe, any final thoughts?
I have a question for
Let her-
yeah. Do I get to keep Shay if you ever leave us?
Oh, wow.
So Shay also works for us. So people working together. If Jason ever finds that really dream job, do I get to keep his wife?
All right. That is
Not
hurtful.
Compliment to Shay.
Compliment to her as well.
Jason,
She
any
does a
final
great job.
words?
No, it's been an absolute pleasure being at Dobson and a ton of fun. So.
And great days ahead. We're only getting started. So thank you. Episode 4 coming up. We are going to have the legendary Mike Abey, consultant on due diligence. Bring some cotton swabs, but we will manage his over talking. But the ones that want to learn about how, why, and when to buy a golf course, Mike is legendary. Plus, he's part of the fam. His wife also works within the company. So we love Mike and Cindy. So we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.
To the green, at the P to the B. Skip the plumb bob, drop the plumb bob, lose the plumb bob. Who needs a plumb bob? From the T to the green, at the P to the B.